going on, peoples? Well, my one viewer at the moment. Let's see. Música. We can click out of that. Okay. Anchor's been acting stupid lately. Shit, don't want to log in. Like, I don't understand. Like, Anchor's just been like acting stupid. Anchor. Okay. Log in. Okay. I'm not really trying to do that right now, but and I did it right now, but yeah, get started episode. Then they changed up everything. All right, let's get started. Who's in the chat? Of course, they kicked me off of TikTok again. Nothing new there, but you know, I like doing the debates where we talk about the LGBTQ, and because obviously, like, those are interesting debates, but I feel like everybody's afraid. We know I ain't afraid. You got to stick up for your rights. If you believe in something, you should always stick up for it and talk about it. I think the big problem is a lot of people don't, and they're afraid to talk about it. But that's one of the reasons why I got kicked off a live. I like to do those debates at night. I like at 4 or 5 in the morning. But that is okay. That is okay. Okay, let's get started. Damn, I never know. I think this is podcast number 177. Let me double check. That's such bullshit, man. What the hell? Shit does not want to log in. So freaking annoying. I don't want to RSVP. What the hell? Like, what the hell is going on? Whatever. All right, let's figure out what podcast number this is, and then we'll get started. What's the deal, man? What's the deal? I think this is episode 177. KB, can you give me advice on how to close? You should allow your girl to get with your family. I'm not sure what you're trying to ask me. How to close, you should. Advice on how to close. Close, what are we closing? Are we closing the business deal? What are you talking about, man? I'm not sure what you're talking about. If I'm being perfectly honest. What's a sound?
All right, guys. Podcast number 176.
All right, it's like I thought. Podcast number 177. Let's get it started. I guess when I'm done, I'll answer some questions. Close as in, close. Oh, making her comfortable with your family. Well, obviously, she got to have respect, right? Once she respects you, she gonna respect the family. But I think that just takes time. She got to be around. She got to be comfortable with you first, but just coming around. All right, everybody's got to respect everybody. That's something that's gonna happen overnight. But well, I'll answer questions after the podcast is done. It's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be too much of a long one. A very well needed one, though. All right. Podcast number 177. Let's get into it. Damn, I don't have my charger. Whatever. Anyway, so podcast number 177. Today we're going to be talking about independence as men. Now, if you're on YouTube, you can see the cover photo, and it's a woman on her knees kneeling to a man. And I actually did a photo. I had actually reacted to the photo on TikTok. And it's a woman kneeling to a man, giving him flowers, and then covering his face and looking like he's crying, looking real feminine like a female. It's kind of like how they make fun of light skinned men. Is there's this fake stigma, which obviously isn't true, for light skinned men being more feminine than dark skinned men. You know, uh, just a whole bunch of nonsense. So well, we're going to talk about independence of men. And I think as a man, once you're independent on your own, um, it will open up a lot of doors for you as far as women goes, right? And you can be respected a lot more when you have your own place, when you have your own stuff, and you have your own shit. Um, I understand that circumstances don't always call for that, and things are always a little different. But we'll get into that in this podcast. Let's just play this song. This is Jo Say It Ain't. And then actually, let me see something. Let's see if we can play something a little different. I was gonna try to see if we had any of, because somebody said, why you never play Randy's music?" But Randall hasn't put out anything new, and he has the least amount of music out of him and Jo. So we're just gonna play "Say It Ain't" for now, and then we'll get into the podcast right after.
Yeah, nigga. This is that big Hollywood shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fucking around out here, man. Fuck you thought it was, nigga. You know how we do it, nigga. We doing back-to-back shit. Ain't no stopping, ain't no motherfucking breaks, nigga. This shit ain't for the weak. So tell them niggas, watch out. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't.
Guys, anybody who comes into the
Ain't
chat,
so.
just
Got
give
the
it
city
likes.
on fire, but I'm
Turn up the
still too
likes.
cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you
Let me
know
get a
I'm
like.
too
Let me
bold,
get a
but you
like.
still sleeping on me, niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't. Woo. Ain't so, got it figured out. Tried to be the nice guy, but now I'm on a different route. Probably got your girlfriend in my crib just trying to.
By the way, guys, we're on Instagram and we are on YouTube.
They dick it down and best believe I kick around if shit don't plan on putting out. Yeah, cause I'm a dog, I'm a fucking dog. Got a lot of bitches, but I'm always trying to fuck some more. Yeah, so what you want from a nigga? I done found out the game and they don't be loving niggas. I'm good, I'm all set. The way I do my own thing, yeah, they all vex. Out here calling shots like a motherfucking rap. Whole time y'all was playing checkers, I was playing chess. Man, this shit a mess. I'm going blow. Ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm going roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't. Woo. Ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold, but you still sleeping on me. Niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't.
All right, guys, that was Jo Say It Ain't. By the way, guys, so we're on YouTube and we are on Instagram, the Fisherman KB Instagram. So if you guys want to come up and speak and ask questions when I'm done with the podcast, you can. I won't be on for very long. My only worry is that I might get a phone call while I'm on live. Um, so yeah, but anyway, let's get into today's podcast. So we're talking about independence in men. Now, like I said, it's very important for you to be independent. And I was talking about this image that I have up on TikTok that I reacted to, and it was this guy. It was a woman kneeling to a man, almost looked like a proposal, right? You know how like men propose to women, and she was kneeling, and I think he had like flowers in his hand, and he was like had his hand over his face and looked like he was crying. It just made him look real feminine. Um, you know, and what I said about the picture was, listen, it's okay, and I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because and by the way, the book is out. Make Her Obsessed. Just hit the link in the bio. Um, in that book, I talk about making a woman invest. Now, making a woman invest is a part of the process of making a woman obsessed with you, but you don't want to take it too far to the point where you're like using this woman and just using her for everything that she has and all this, that, and the third, you know. So that's just something that I wanted to elaborate on is as a man, you gotta have some type of pride, you want to have some type of independence, and um I'm live right now. Hello. Sorry about that. But yeah, so you want to have some type of independence and you want to have, you know, some independence as a man. So this way, you can at least have your own, and then I think another problem is today with society is a lot of men are being feminized. A lot of men are being feminized. A lot of men are being like, you know and this one thing that I just see that this whole idea of like a lead woman leadership in women. Now there's nothing wrong with women having independence, but this independence on men, and it's almost like in the movie Baby Boy, right, where he has his girl and he's using his girl's car, he still lives at home. And don't get me wrong, there's been situations where I've been like that, even relatively recent. Like my registration got suspended because of fucking tickets, right? And I had to use my mom's car or something like that. And or if I had to borrow a friend's car, but that's only momentarily. Even when I was younger, there was a situation that I talk about with my ex, and I had to use her car, but I learned quickly that that didn't work out. Why? Because me using her car, even though I should have been independent, she started to hold that over my head. If I didn't do something she said, if I didn't do something she liked, then what happened was she would take her car away from me like a privilege, like I was a fucking child, right? Oh, change my light bulb now. Her light bulb went out. Change the light bulb now, or we're not going anywhere. Just crazy situations that I wouldn't even think about twice. I would have fucking walked home. I would have rather walked home than deal with that. It's just then I was a little younger. I didn't know any better, and obviously, um, the type of pride that I had just wasn't where it's at today, right? And and just another thing, if you want to be a family man, if one day you want to have a family, one day you want to settle down, one day you want to have a wife, you want to have a girl, and I tell you guys all the time, I don't necessarily believe in the idea of 50-50. But if you ever do want to have those things, you have to be independent. You have to be independent. So at the very bare minimum, you have to first be able to take care of yourself. And what does that mean? We're talking about the very basics, right? Have basic health, right? So you want to obviously be able to work, be able to work out, be able to be in a healthy state to take care of yourself, and then eventually take care of a family or have a wife or have a girlfriend, right? And if we don't believe in the 50-50 over here, at least 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, right? And so what is that requirements? So the first step is to have have a job, right? You gotta have a means of income. And I know this now may sound very basic, but a lot of you guys are young and a lot of you guys don't understand this. Have a means of income. There's literally, and this is what I don't understand, that like it's so hard for people to make money, but I think it has something to do with a sense of laziness, right? You could have 2 and 3 jobs. There are jobs that are paying, you could go like door-to-door sales. Like if you find a company that does um what is it, the shit that you put on your roof,
that gives you like energy from the sun. I forget what it's called. And you put it on your roof. Those guys make like $10,000-$15,000 a month. Right. And I can understand if you're in a position, because sometimes I'm faced with this position where some months I do really good and some months it's not so good, where you have your own business and you don't want to go back to working for somebody. That's my thing, right? And I can understand if you're an entrepreneur and you like some months, and then like some months I might not get a fight, and I want to fight, but I might not get a fight, and then the fights are not that, the paychecks are not that big yet because you don't have that much of a name, you're not doing that many rounds. I can understand if you're in a situation like that, but if you are a working person, right, you can easily get a job. Some of these jobs are paying 10, you get $100,000 a month, just crazy jobs. Even if you can't do that, if you get an average job paying 50,000 a year, get two of those. Bust your ass, work 60, 70 hours a week. That's okay. That's okay. I promise you, if I weren't pursuing different goals, that is something that I would be doing, right? Now you have people that are a little more ambitious. Like say you start a social media marketing company. Those marketing companies make like $300,000 a year. Some are making 50, 60, $70,000 a month, right? But on the very basic level, have a job, have the ability to provide for yourself, have the ability so you can eat every day, right? Have the ability so you can do basic luxurious things like go to the movies, like go out to eat, right? Second, make sure you have the capabilities of maybe transportation. Transportation is simple. Even if you can't get a car, have enough money to pay for Uber, have enough money to pay for a fucking, a taxi, at least public transportation, right? There are people in this world that don't have enough money for that. At the very minimum, have enough money to have a car. You can get a cheap little hoopty, and in 2 months or a month, you can save up maybe five or anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 and buy a cheap little hoopty, a cheap little like old car, right? Just to get you from point A to point B. You have to have these basic things. So even if you got a cheap little car, right? You're dating and you're like 18, 19, 17 years old, 20 years old, and you're dating a girl your age, she don't have a car, but you got a car. Some of these girls, their brains might be in a different place, but at least you can show up to the date, right? Even if you don't pick her up, you can show up to the date. At least you can pick her up if you have a car. Some people don't have cars, and anybody has the nerve to complain about the type of car you're driving and they don't have a car at all, you laugh at them. You laugh at them. He's like, damn, oh, your car's kind of old. Okay, yeah. What kind of car do you have? Oh, you don't have a car. Oh, you're carless. Oh, poor little thing. Like, and it's funny because when I was younger, I've had girls tell me crazy shit like that and not thinking in the moment, like, damn, I just need to step it up. And I actually did, though. And I was like 20, I want to say 23, 22. I want to say 23, 24. I got a Camaro, right? And that car I paid for myself. But I was doing a lot of different things. I was reselling. I was reselling like fake shit. You go on Alibaba. They had the headphones nowadays. You don't know the difference between the fake ones and the real ones. You really don't. Maybe the real ones are a little more durable, but they even fake the packaging. It shows up on your phone when you open it. You get those things for like $8 a piece, and you sell them for $100 a piece. And you have to buy them in bulk, so you buy them in bulk, pay like maybe $200 and get like maybe 100 of them or something like that, or maybe like even if it's like 60 or 80. You do the math. Nuts. You have to be creative. You have to be creative. You can create an account on eBay. You can create an account on create an account on Alibaba. You buy the product there. You sell it on eBay. You can sell on OfferUp. You can sell it on what's that other app? I had it on my damn phone. Macari, right? All you got to do is type in selling apps on your phone. You list it. It give you a code. You ship it off. It's easy. And then you're making extra income. Extra income. I know one year, this was 2021. I was making like close to like $7,000 to $8,000 a month selling on eBay. It was nuts. Nuts. And this was when I was still working a job and still training. I was training before work and after work. Nuts. I know. But the point is, make sure you have a basic form of getting money. 2, make sure you have a basic form of transportation. Make sure you can provide for these things on your own. Being independent. Don't always rely on your mom. Don't always rely on your girl, especially your fucking girl. Don't rely on your dad. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to have that clutch sometime. It's okay sometime. But don't always rely on that. Don't always rely on that. I have like maybe about 5 different places I can sleep tonight. But a lot of the times I've even thought about just going in my car and sleeping out my car for like months at a time. Yeah. All right, just leave it. Leave it. I'm on live. My bad, guys. I had ordered some food and it came. But yeah, just have these basic forms of income, and having these basic forms of provision for yourself is the steps you got to take. And then once you have a basic job, right? You saved enough for a basic job, you got a nice car with a good form of transportation, you have income, you can do basic things for yourself like eating food, going out on dates and stuff like that. Next is to have your own place. As so many times in situations, I find guys who are living with their girl, they go 50-50 with their girl, they get into a fight and they break up with their girl. Now they got to break the lease, they got to pay extra money, or they risk their credit being ran or messing up their credit because they had an apartment with their girl. At the very minimum, always have your own place. Always have your own place. Now, if you do want your girl to move in with you, that is perfectly fine. Okay, let her move in with you. You guys don't go halves and get a new place. Even if you're the most optimistic, you're not even thinking about breaking up with your girl, you're not thinking about anything ever going wrong. Have your own place. You want to live with her and you're not opposed to that yet? Okay, come, sure, baby, move in with me. So this way, worst comes to worst, you're not leaving. You're not leaving your own place. The lease is in your name, right? You're not giving anything up. You're not risking your credit. You're still independent. And when you're independent and you have your own place, it looks better, right? You don't have to be necessarily rich, but most people are not like that. Most people are living with someone. Most people don't have that interdependence. Most people don't have that, right? Most people, say, "Oh, you got your own place. Okay, I'll come over. I'll come over your place. I'll come over this place. I'll come over that place," right? Most people don't even have that. So when you have your own place and it's like, well, okay, I'll come live with you. I can come over your house, right? Especially when you're younger. I know the cost of living has been raised and things are a little expensive, but even if you have like a basement apartment, where you can pay anywhere from 800 to like 1200 a month, right? Even if it costs you getting 2 jobs. And I really don't know what the problem is. I think guys are just afraid to work more than one job, but it's okay, especially if you guys are young. Work hard, bust your ass now. So when you get my age, you don't necessarily have to work, even though I still work, but I don't work a job, right? I have like a business and I'm training. And then even still, like I'm still a little hard on myself because I should be a lot farther than what I am for somebody of my capability. You know, sometimes it's a really frustrating. I should be a multi-millionaire today, and that is something that I still aspire to do, and I'm sure it's something that I will accomplish. But at the very basic, you guys have to be independent. You have to be independent, and you want to be independent, right? I know a lot of guys that rely. Like I had a guy who reached out and said that his girl had kicked him out, and he's basically homeless now, and instead of him getting a hotel for the night, he decides to call me, right? And it's very honorable that he would decide to call me and spend $100 for a call instead of getting a hotel or looking for a place. I think eventually he found a place to stay. You can always go back home. But the point is, you shouldn't be, oh, I'm gonna go move in with my girl, right? I'm gonna go move in with my girl and just leave and go from living at home with my parents to go living with my girl. No, you should never do that. It's okay to stay there sometimes, but don't just go and live there. Because what happens one day she mad? Oh, you texting so and so, she get mad. Get out my place. Go home. Go get out. Especially using her car, using her shit. And this is a lot of guys who are in this feminine nature. They like, oh damn, she got shit together. She got a place. She got a car. Oh, it's lit. I'm about to mooch off her. I'm about to live off her. I'm about to just get up and go with her, right? But what happens when she gets upset? because you don't want to be a man. You don't want to get your shit together. You don't want to go work, right? You don't want to go get your own shit. You want to depend on a woman. Now, I know a lot of guys that, they'll use a woman until they see better days and then they'll leave them. Listen, that's not the most ethical thing, and it's not something I would recommend. But I know some people, they get it how they live it. I'm gonna live off her until I can build myself up and get my own shit. Then I'm gonna leave her. Some guys will do that. Some guys will do that, and it's not something I recommend. If you got enough pride, you can do it on your own. And how do you do that? See, with men, it's you got to play in the pride. Oh, you a little bitch. Oh, you feeding off. Why are you feeding off a female, right? And don't get me wrong. There's times where I did that too, where it's like, oh, I don't have my car. Oh, let me use your car. Oh, nowadays, if somebody gives me something, if a woman gives me something like that, I don't say no all the time. Initially, I will say no, but I will never ever ask. I will never ever ever ask a woman for anything. And the first 2 to 3 times, I will initially say no. I will say no. You know what? I'm good. But if they insist, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. I really could have been a pimp. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I could really be a pimp, manipulate, and take advantage of so much shit, but I don't. I don't, because one, I'm a God-fearing man, right? Alhamdulillah, I'm a Muslim. But on top of that, it's the pride in me. It's the pride in me. But you gotta understand the confusion among society nowadays, because a lot of people don't believe in gender roles. That's the whole idea with feminists, right? Oh, I'm just as strong as a man. Oh, men and women are equal. Anything a man can do, I can do. We know that's not true. We know physically men and women are not equal, right? We know that physically we're not. Maybe intellectually, I know some men that's dumb as hell. I know some women that are really smart, maybe smarter than some men. But physically, no, we're not the same. Right? And on average, men usually do make more money than women. Why is that? Because it's the type of jobs that women choose. So nowadays, they don't really believe in gender roles. So the generation that's being brought up is like, oh, well, a woman's equal to me, so she can do everything that I can do, and I can do everything that she can do. So when you see a lack of ambition, you see this whole idea of 50-50, and you don't see men wanting to at least be independent. That idea and concept is foreign. So when you switch up gender roles and you don't want to follow gender roles, it's like that whole idea, well, I don't need to take care of a woman. Oh, she could take care of her, or we could go 50-50. Let's buy the house together. No, have your own house. Have your own house. And then on top of that, put the house in the trust. So this way, if you ever get divorced, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll write a book on that. Put your house in the trust. So this way, if you guys get divorced, she can't take the shit. If you ever start a business, make yourself an employee and give your salary like $10K a year, $20K a year, right? So this way it makes you look like you got no money and you're never giving up anything. That's a whole nother conversation. But the point is, what you want to do is make sure you have independence. Don't succumb to the narrative in society with these whole idea of gender roles. You keep your gender role, that there's no gender roles, right? You have women parading around like men and men parading around like women. And the whole gender roles, they change gender roles so much, people change their whole genders, right? You have some men who believe that they belong in the body of a woman, and some women who believe that they belong in the body of a man. I'm not saying that their feelings are invalidated, right? That's obviously not something that I agree with because of my religion. I have my own beliefs. But the point is, when you start to change gender roles, now you can change your whole gender. But the point is, I'm telling you guys, don't give into that. You stick to your role as a man. You stick to your role of masculinity. You stick to your, if you want to say social constructs of society. I say it's not that. That's the way, God made us. But the point is, you want to be independent. You don't want to depend on a woman. At least you can have your own independence. And when you have your own independence, then you can start moving towards taking care of a family, taking care of a woman. Because at the very minimum, you have your own place, you have your own car. You can say, okay, well, she can come live with me. Now you're at the beginning of being a man and take care of a family. If you have a kid, at least you have a place to stay already. Not saying she can't contribute. If she can contribute, even better. But at least you'll have your own place. At least she can stay with you, right? at least you'll have these things for yourself. And then from there, if you want to grow and get a house and get a bigger place and make more money and get an additional car and get a better car, you can grow from there. But the very start is to have your own money, have your own form of transportation, have your own place. These are the things you should build up to. And in that order, have some income, right? Get some type of income too. Have some type of transportation. Maybe get a car, whether that be, even if you can't get a car yet, get a motor scooter, like the electric scooter or electric bike. Those are cheaper. And then you build. That's what my sister did. She had the electric bike for the longest, and then she just went and got a car. You start small, and then you build up. And then when you get your form of transportation, then you get your place. It's simple. But don't be parading around like a bad bitch and getting gifts from women, and you rely on it. Now, it's okay to have gifts. Don't get me wrong. I get stuff. I think just about every girl that I ever talked to has given me gifts, but I don't rely on that. I don't take advantage of that. I still want to be independent. I want to be the breadwinner. I'm daddy. I want to give you shit. I want to take care of you. There should be something in you innately that should make you feel bad, that should make you feel a little depressed, unless you're a pimp. Now, I do believe that there's facets of my personality that is kind of pimp-like. I'm being serious. It is. It's just, I don't know. Every girl I've ever been with always want to give me stuff, right? They always want to give me money. They always want to give me all types of shit. But it is something that is, ethically and morally, I would say, is not the right thing to do. And I know a lot of my following, you guys at least believe in the God. So you take maybe traditional gender roles. And even if you don't, there's something that you resonate with masculinity about you if you are a man. I know there's some people that pretend, but that's neither here or there. What's going on, Russ? Good looks on the fit. But anyway, so I'll take a few questions. By the way, guys, I'm on Instagram. So if you want to hop over to Instagram, you can just request to speak and I'll talk to you on there. And also I'll be paying attention to the comments. By the way, guys, I'm not on TikTok because TikTok kicked me off for whatever reason. Because I was doing at night, I was doing like the debates about LGBTQ, and I thought, hey, let's do it. It's Pride Month, Yeah, I had some disagreements, but all right, guys. So let's take some questions. If you got any questions, put them in the question box. I'll stay on for a few more minutes. This is KB. We hung out the first time. She said she enjoyed it, was down to hang out again, and now has gone flaky. I'm not sure how to play it. We were together for hours. Great convos, good connection. I'm lost. Well, it comes down to how are you interacting with that woman? I don't know. There's a lot of different things. I would need more details. If you could come up and try to speak to me, and then maybe we could talk about it. Request to join. Maybe I'll send you a request. Let's see. I don't know how to do that. What's your name? J Official. Yeah, TikTok be getting on my damn nerves. So I sent you a request. Try to come up and speak. Let's talk about it. How about asking for favors? Because I know that raises attraction. It does. Asking for favors is okay, but it depends on your intentions. Now, I put that in the book, guys. Go get the book. Hit the link in the bio and get the Make Her Obsessed ebook. It's really cheap. It's like $10. It's a lot of sauce in there on there's a different steps, and it's a really big, it's a long process. But there's a lot of different steps in there making a woman obsessed with you that I put into the book. And I'm probably gonna have to re-edit it and re-upload it again, but That's only volume 1, but yes, asking for favors, there is a technique in asking a woman for a favor that can make her obsessed, but that's different because when you talk about that, you have intentions on doing that. Your intentions behind doing that is for a specific reason. So if you're gonna ask her for a favor, it can be the smallest thing, like, hey, do me a favor. Can you go over there and can you pass me that bottle of juice or that cup of water or something like that? Or can you do me a favor? Can you just call me at 6 to wake up because sometimes I have a hard time? And it's that compliance for her that you're leading and she's taking your order, she's taking your command, even though it's something small. And the whole idea of doing a favor is like, oh man, I must really like this guy. I'm doing favors for him and this and that and the third. So it's a psychological thing. Yeah, it's a different ebook. I just uploaded it today. It's called Make Her Obsessed Volume 1. It's really cheap too. What's up, KB? It's hard for me to have friends as girls. Any advice on where to make new ones? Where to seek friends? Like female friends? Honestly, when it comes to the female friend thing, I'm a little skeptical. I don't really think men can truly have female friends. But I will tell you this. Getting female friends is easy. You know what I'm saying? Go to it depends where you frequent. They're easier to have at work, because you just got to go in direct. Getting friend zoned is easy. Are you a female or are you a male? It all depends, but getting female friends is the easiest shit ever. That ain't hard at all. That's never been hard. That's never been hard at all. That's probably one of the easiest things. Damn, there's mad crazy shit on there. I hope y'all can't see that. But yeah, I put the picture in the background. That's the book, Make Her Obsessed. Why don't you guys want to come up and speak? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I still gotta go running. Yeah, I'm trying to get more female friends to do stuff. Oh, just in general? Just to like go outside and shit? Yeah, the link is on my IG. So I have a link to my free ebook that I have up, but if you go on that site, it's a ebook to Make Her Obsessed. It's a cheap book. Oh, you didn't he didn't want to join from his other account. He said, nah, hold on, let me go to the other account. That's funny. You funny for that. Homeboy said, I don't want everybody in my business. What's the deal, man?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. So, do you just want to explain the situation?
All right. Don't take too long explaining it. Just explain it.
No, I won't. So basically, we went out. First time we hung out, I kind of grew up with her, so I already knew her, but we didn't talk for years. So first time we hung out, we had a good time. I don't know, it was weird. We never even FaceTime before this, so it was just basically complete strangers. So we just kind of talked about basic things, and when I dropped her back off, I was like, chill with me again. She was like, all right, word, text me. So then after that, there's days where I'll just be like, yo, let's hang out again. And she's just like, nah, I can't. And it's just weird because she explained that she did enjoy hanging out and wanted to again. So I don't know.
Well, first things first, how often do you text this girl? How often do you talk to her?
Maybe twice a day, not even.
So basically, you talk to her every day.
Yeah.
Good morning text, good night text.
What?
Good morning text, good night text.
I mean, not that, but like, yeah, like we're in constant contact.
That's the thing that's one. I can tell that's one thing, right? They constant contact. They're always speaking. You're not giving that girl any chance to miss you. Now, in the book where I literally put this too, going on dates, right? When you first go on a date with a girl, don't talk about the next date. You want to leave some type of mystery. You need to leave any type of mystery for yourself. She's not even sure if you even enjoyed the date. So if you leave some type of mystery and you're like, all right, well, I'll see you next time. Like, damn, he didn't even ask about the next date, right? There's a lot of different little facets. Now you said you had basic conversation. Was there any flirting? Did you like? Well, I'm not wanting to say that, but was there any compliments? Did you compliment her on how she looked? What did you do? Like, how did that date go?
I was just like, I don't know, not even, to be honest. I called her cute when she got in. I was like, you look good. And then that was really it for like compliments the whole time.
Well, there's a lot of different things. It sounds like you would have to get real specifics. I would need real specifics, but it sounds like there's a lot of little mistakes that you made. It sounds like there's a lack of flirting. It sounds like there's a lack of game in general, right? It sounds like you didn't really game her at all. Did you do was there any techniques you pulled out? Did you even try to did you even touch her? Did you try to flirt with her? Did you tease her? Did you make fun of her at all?
Yeah, well, I don't know. We just kept talking shit about like bicyclists the whole time because like one like went right in front of me, so then we just started talking about that the whole time.
Wait, what passed in front of you?
A bicyclist. I was like, that's like my top like one pet peeve, and she just started ranting about bicyclists. So I was like, yeah.
No, not making fun of bicycles. Did you make fun of her? No, you didn't.
Yes, with like her music taste and shit though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but there's a lot of different facets. And whenever you first go on a date, you want to start like flirting. You want to make things flirty from the jump, right? There's a lot of different things, Did you guys have any disagreements? Did you ever have anything opposing? Did you polarize at all?
Not really, no.
Yeah. There's just a lot of different things. And specifically, obviously, I can't know until unless you give me like a lot of details. But I advise getting the book that I literally just put out today on making her obsessed. And this is the problem. And it's one of the main things that I highlight. And even at least you went on a date with her. There are a lot of situations where guys start talking to a girl and the girl just like dies down. The situation just dies down and girls just ghost them. And they just don't even hear from the girl anymore, right? There's a lot of situations that happen like that. And a lot of guys don't know why, and they don't even know how to point it out. Like, I'm trying to get things out of you to see where you could have possibly gone wrong, but it's like you wouldn't even know where to start because you don't even know what you're doing. But if I point it out in the book, you can point out the things that you are doing and the things that you're not doing, right? Because having game in general is like little things to make a girl like you more, like little things to give a girl some mystery. If you're texting a girl every day and she doesn't hear from you every day, and then when you do actually see her, you have great conversation. You can make her laugh. You can tease her. Like, one little technique about that I put in the book was making a girl explain more. Like, for example, if you ask a girl, like if she says, oh, well, I got a degree in so-and-so, or I have a job in so-and-so. I'm like, oh, okay, why'd you choose that? Because then she has to think as to why she chose that major, why she's doing that major. What most guys do is, I have a degree in so and so, and I do. Oh, wow, that's so good, great. Just automatically giving her validation instead of just giving her validation. Make her think about it. I'm like, oh, really? Why'd you go to school for law? Or why'd you go to school for being a nurse? When I was younger, I never said I wanted to be a nurse. What made you want to be a nurse? Now she has to actually think about her response, and it's a challenge in itself, especially when you're not just jumping out giving compliments. There's a lot of different facets to dating. There's a lot of different things that you fucking fly. There's a lot of different things that you can and should be doing that I can see that you probably didn't. But like I said, get the book, and it's a really cheap book. It's like $10, $11 or something like that. and just go through it. It's volume 1. But as far as your situation goes, I don't really know a lot of details, and I can see you're having a hard time just out pointing out certain things. But I can tell you that at the very bare minimum, you know, keep a sense of mystery. You don't want to just give
Okay.
yourself 100%, right? If there's nothing mysterious about you and you put more effort than she does, she's never going to work hard for you because everything is there on a platter. It's easy.
All right.
All right,
Thank you.
man. No problem.
Thank you.
But yeah, guys, you know, and that's one of the things. It's like a lot of guys don't even understand that fucking fly. Sorry. A lot of guys don't even understand that. Well, I was on Instagram, so that person came on Instagram. We were talking, but but yeah, guys. What time is it? If you guys want to go, I'm on the Fisherman KB. If you guys want to come, I'm gonna stay up for like maybe 5 more minutes, then I'm gonna get off of here. So if you guys have any questions, speak now, forever hold your peace. Hold your pieces, dog. Goddamn flies really pissing me off. But yeah, guys, make sure you hit the link in the bio. If you're not subscribed to Patreon, subscribe to Patreon. I'm going to put the link for the book on Patreon, and then I'm going to goddamn fly. And I'm just gonna promote it a little more. But if you guys, you know, a lot of guys have trouble with that. So it's a really good techniques initially and in a relationship to make a girl obsessed. What's going on, man?
So in about 2 weeks, my girlfriend is going to Cabo with like a bunch of her friends. I would say like 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been together for like 7 months. And I was just like asking you like how I should play it out. And I trust her. She hasn't like given me no red flags or anything crazy for me not to trust her.
Mm-hmm.
And she hasn't even said like anything crazy about the trip. I've just been chillaxed about it and just kind of been like, yeah, like just let me know how like the partying goes and all that. And she's like, why do you think I do that? Da-da-da-da.
Wait, what? You said let me know how the partying goes, and she said, why do you think I do that?
Yeah, like I would do that. Just like kind of just being like, I mean, I don't really care what you do. Obviously, I would care, but I just don't. I want her to know, like, it is what it is.
Yeah. You said you trust her. I know girls can be really sneaky nowadays, and
yeah.
So
like, but there's nothing I can do about it. So it's not necessarily like that I trust her. It's just like if something does go wrong, it's like, I mean, shit is out of my control. So
well, do you guys go through each other's phone or no?
No, I mean, she'll be like, here, you can go through my phone. Or just like, here, look. I'm just like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to go through your phone. Like, I'm cool off that. And then she'll, like, I'll just be like, yo, like, even when I grab like, her phone for, like, to play the music and stuff, I'll be like, here, type in your password. And then she'll be like, here, this is this. And she'll, like, tell me and all that. And I've never been, like, to her, like, oh, go through my phone or nothing. And, like, let's swap phones. But she's really been, like, even the other day, she was like, I don't know why she does this shit, but she's just kind of like, here, like, look, nobody's in my line, and it's just you. And, like, my screensaver is just a picture of me and shit. So it's like...
She does that randomly?
I mean, not randomly. I mean, it's just like, I mean, she did the other day, like, the first time. But it wasn't even like I was questioning her on anything. She was just like, oh, this is all, like, that's cool. Like, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, if you do trust her, I mean, you shouldn't worry about it. That's first and foremost. Oh, how I would tell you to go about it. Whenever a guy goes on trips with girls, I always tell him, give her a space during the trip. So I'm assuming you guys talk every day, right?
I mean,
By the way, are you live on your Instagram, on your main Instagram? Are you live on your main Instagram?
No.
Okay. Just making sure because you know that everybody would see it, probably including her.
No, that's why I'm not.
Okay. But do you guys speak about every day?
Yeah, I mean over text we see each other about 2 weeks, about 2 times a week, and and just for the most part, it's just always her reaching out and stuff like that.
Okay, so this is how I play it. You wanna when she does go away, you wanna keep her, you wanna keep yourself on her mind. So when you guys go away, when she does go away, the first day, speak how you would speak normally. How long is she staying away for?
I think 5 days, but the thing is, a buddy of mine, his girl's going too with her. Like it's like a friend thing. So like one of my homeboys, so I was like, yo, like how about this? We just go kick it. We go on a little road trip of our own down to like Cali or whatever, and we just kick it between you and just have a good time like that. And he's like, yo, I'm down. So I think like when they go on their trip, I'm gonna be going on my own little thing. Just kind of outposting. Like you in there, I'm doing my thing. But so like you're saying what, talk to her for like the first day.
Well, when she's on the trip, you want to stay like on the front of her mind, right? So what you do is the first day, talk to her normal, how you normally would talk to her, and then what you want to do is change up. So maybe go a lot of hours without talking to her. Maybe, something that's very abnormal for you. Or even if you're bold enough to do it, if you feel like it's not too much, go a whole day. Maybe text her once or twice in a day and don't speak to her for about 12 hours, 8 hours, and maybe don't speak to her for like 2 days. Or if you do speak to her for 2 days, send her one text or, maybe ignore her calls. And what this is going to do is, instead of her enjoying her trip, you're implementing a form of anxiety. See, I talk about anxiety on a lot on Patreon. There's a lot of videos on it, and it'll also be in volume 2 here. Let me come closer because I know you guys are saying the audio is a bit muffled. I know that anxiety is something that raises somebody's attraction, because what you're doing, she's going to be thinking about you a lot. And how can you make somebody think about you a lot when you're away from them, especially when they're on vacation? You're not going to be communicating with them, right? And now she's like, oh my God, I'm away from him. He's not even texting me. What the fuck is he doing? Even if she had bad intentions, she's like, what is he doing?
Yeah, so she can't even.
Yeah, so now, and the sucky part about it is you might kind of ruin the trip for her, but that's at the cost of making sure you stay on the front of her mind. So that's one thing that you have to take into consideration. So I would say do this with a balance. Maybe, out of the 5 days she's there, maybe give her regular conversation for only 2 of those. The rest, be very distant, to the point where, you're ignoring her calls, you're responding extremely slow. If she calls you, you're responding with a text, maybe an hour or 2 later, little things like that.
I ain't even gonna lie, but she'll call me and I'll just be like, yo, what's up? She'll be like, I ain't answering my call. So
yeah. So, things like that. Now, and when, I'm highly suspicious of female trips. Now I understand
she had it planned out. The thing is that she had it planned out before we got together. So it wasn't like, nothing like, hold up, I might have to do something else. Is that cool if I hop off real quick?
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
Okay, let me see.
Akash, I see you. I know I owe you a call, bro. It's been really busy. I got you, bro. I got you. Don't worry. I think my fucking cat pissed in here. I have to fucking smell the shit and it stinks. I have to clean it up. But anyway, guys, yeah, I guess if you guys have nothing else to say, I'm gonna let that guy come back up and see what he has to say, and then I'll just be done. And that's the thing with trips. Trips are highly suspicious if a girl's going alone away on a girl trip. But if you know you can trust a girl and she's not a bad girl, I guess that's okay. But I'm always a little skeptical. Yeah, I feel like you really got to know the girl. You have to know her movements. You got to know how she is and what she does. You have to really be able to trust that girl, you know? Axe Reddit addict. You guys got to send me some really good Reddit groups. I be trying to look for stuff. I be trying to look for like little conniving ways to make money. At this time. Anyway, guys, I'm giving that guy about 3 more minutes. If he doesn't come back up, I'm done. Unless somebody else joins and has questions. But yeah, guys, girls' trips, you always want to be a little suspicious of. But I was gonna tell him that if, I think he came back. What's going on, man?
All right, my bad. I didn't want to waste your time like that.
It's all good.
But so you were saying just like, give her just, what if, because you, like sometimes when I'll take space, like just for me, just so like I want to get, like make sure like I'm right, like she'll be like, she'll just come at me like, why do you come on, like, why do you be like toxic sometimes, like why don't you hit my line and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, a lot of the times I'll just be like, I've been busy, I've been working, I've been like focusing on me, and she'll just always, I want to say kind of in a way like play victim, like she'll just be like, because I don't want this to be some type of toxic relationship, like I really care about you, da 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 da, like how would I play it like that, because I know she's already gonna hit me with that, like, and she's gonna be like, I know you don't trust me, and I know like you have trust issues with girls and stuff, but like I'm not that girl. Like how should I play that?
Well, no, like this is why I tell you the first day you just you simply talk to her. Now, if she does hit you with that line of questioning, it's like, well, I just want you to enjoy your trip. Like I want to be like and you can insist on that. Be like, I don't want to disturb you. I know you're with your friends. I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy yourself. I don't want to like keep blowing up your phone. I don't want to take away from any of the opportunities that you have to create memories with your friends. Right. So you want to kind of run that line of like, I'm just being peaceful. I'm not engaging. I'm just letting you do what you want to do. Meanwhile, you want to know every second what the hell she's doing. But it's more of a reverse psychology. Instead of you pressing and trying to be on top of her, you say, what? I'm gonna fall back. Notice when she that it's gonna be hard.
She's like, nah, just straight cold with it the whole trip.
No. Well, you want to be balanced. You want to be balanced. Like, you want to be covert with it. You don't want to make it seem as if you're being upset. You don't want to make it obvious what you're doing, right? What you want to do is you want to just be like, well, when you finally do speak to her, you want to be like, hey, what's up, babe? Act like nothing is wrong. Everything is perfectly fine. But actually do speak, they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then, but when you do speak to her, as long as you speak to her and she's away, keep those conversations short, no longer than 20 minutes. If 20 minutes is the average for you when you speak to her on phone, make it longer than 10 minutes. However long you used to speak on the phone, questions you'd be like, oh, nothing, babe. You just, I really want you to have fun. Thing that comes from the school of what he likes to do is he likes to go through her phone after the fact, right? But he doesn't tell her. Like, for example, he'll go through her phone to see if anything's being enough is something is completely dead, and if it's really a lot of things, and the group chat is sick, and she seems to be. I doubt that that's something that you'll find something somewhere. So what you do is go through her go through those conversations, go through the group chat if you're that.
All right. Yep.
If you don't trust your girl, I think it's something that you definitely should question. Uh, um, thing that I suggested, even sometimes if you're not, end this off, guys. I will be back.